Hello, spiritual leaders. This is Dr. Mayfred from Zero X Asset Protocol, and today we are going to go through the most common questions and thoughts that you would typically have when interacting with the Dapp of Zero X Asset. Starting with the dashboard, and I just want you to know that these metrics you see on the screen are pretty much self-explanatory. So, instead of you scanning through the whole blockchain to find the total asset supply and how much of that is staked or locked, or for you to be able to calculate the fully diluted valuation or what's only in circulation, basically the core team have combined all the data that you would typically look for in one single user interface to facilitate the whole process of your research. Now, moving on to the market section. Now, there's two things you need to know is that if you want to get ACID token, you either buy it from the open market on the Camelot exchange, as we have provided in a different tutorial video, or you are able to bond to be able to get asset. Now, first thing you see on this page is the total liquidity bonded. This number right here means how much capital the treasury have received from people purchasing asset through the bonding mechanism. So people pay ETH or wrapped liquid stake ETH to the treasury, and in return the treasury will give them asset tokens at a discounted value. Now, one thing to keep in mind is right now, as we are creating this video, the discount is negative. So this means if you buy asset through bonding, you will be paying a premium on that, while you could get way more tokens for the same dollar amount you were going to initially use by buying it from the open market. So the only method for you to buy asset through bonding at a discounted value is when the discount is positive. As simple as that. So if you see right now, the discount just changed because the price is moving. So anyway, if you see 20 plus 28%, this means you are able to get 28% discount, so 28% cheaper than the price you are seeing on the open market. So moving on to the staking page. Now, one thing you need to know is that when you bond, there's a vesting term. So for you to get the total amount that you are supposed to receive because of bonding, it will take you 1 day and 12 hours to claim the full amount. And you will be able to claim from the vesting section. Moving on now to the staking page, there's two things that you need to know here. So once you got your ACID tokens, you are able to either stake them or lock them. All right, by staking ACID, you will be eligible to earn emissions in ES asset. And by locking your asset, you will get ES asset emissions plus wrapped liquid state ETH. Alright? Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is that the amount of rewards for locking acid is dependent on the duration of time that your tokens are locked for. Same thing is applied for staking acid. Now, what I mean by that is that if I just stake acid token, I will get the minimum APR that is being offered. Alright? So, when I lock, if I lock for the minimum duration, on top of what I would get in ES asset reward, I will get the minimum APR that is being offered by the protocol. So, the less duration of the lock, the lower the yield I would be getting, which is very logic because someone locking for 1 month is not going to get the same sort of rewards than someone locking for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. Now, by locking for 1 year, you are able to get the maximum APR for both assets that the protocol is offering. Now, regarding locking, there's two things that you must understand as well. So, what you need to know is you can't have two different positions in the locking contract. So, what I mean by that is you can't have X amount of asset locked for 1 month and then you decide to buy asset again and lock for 3 months. So you can't have two positions. You will not see a different position under that. If you are going to buy and lock again, both position will be combined to the latest duration you have decided to lock with. So I'm going to give you an example here. One asset that I have bought and locked for 1 month. My dashboard will look like this. One asset, which is the amount I have locked, 4 weeks before I am able to claim them. And now I have decided to buy more, and this time I have bought two more assets. And after 3 weeks, I will lock them again. Position now will look like this. 3 assets will be unlocked in 4 weeks. So I have resetted the timer while adding to my previous position. I can always add and lock for the same duration I have initially set, and I can also extend it. Whether I want to add more tokens or I don't want to add, I will always be able to extend the duration I have and increase it. So in case I have my tokens locked for 1 month, I am able to lock them for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year. And the other thing that you actually have to keep in mind is that if you have your tokens locked for 6 months, you are not able to reduce your position and lock for less. But you can always increase the duration of your lock until you reach 1 year.